Welcome back. It's the SHW Off-Road Daily Drop. I'm Jake Tillman, and SHW Off-Road is the leading manufacturer in the USA for vehicle storage solutions. So thank you for joining us. Today I've got something good. It's going to be a quick one, so hang on here. We're going to talk about tilt versus drop fridge slides. So if you've ever looked at our website, you've probably already noticed we generally prefer a tilt fridge slide. We don't even make a drop one. And there's a few reasons why, but there are some pros and cons to consider of each. So this is going to be really quick, rapid fire. If you have thoughts to add, let us know. Add to the comments, reach out. But here's our thoughts. Some of the pros to a tilting fridge slide. Number one, it's more simple. Usually it's a way simpler mechanism or mechanisms involved in a tilt fridge slide than a drop fridge slide. That equates to way less weight, way less components to go wrong. And usually like a tilt fridge slide, you can field repair, right? That's true for our tilt fridge slide, unless something catastrophic happens, right? You can field repair a tilt fridge slide in most situations. We also really like tilt fridge slides as opposed to drop fridge slides because the approach angle into the fridge is actually, we find, improved over a drop fridge slide, right? So even though you might drop a fridge slide down or a fridge down on a slide, you still have to get over the wall of that fridge to get to the bottom, the contents that are at the bottom of the fridge. Whereas with a tilt, angling it towards your body, we find that a lot of the times shorter people, the ones that appreciate them most, they have an easier time with a tilt. So we like the approach angle with a tilting fridge slide as opposed to most drop downs. We also like a tilt. Sometimes it just cooperates better with vehicles with tailgates like Land Cruisers and trucks like that. So that's what we love about tilt fridge slides. Drop fridge slides, some of the pros to them that some people say, since you're not tilting it and you're dropping it, you're not tilting the contents of the fridge towards the front of it, right? So anytime you tilt a fridge on a tilting fridge slide, the contents of the fridge are going to want to go downhill, right, with the tilt. So if you pack wisely and you use partitions or baskets in your fridge, it's really not a big deal. I've never really had an instance where I felt like, tilting the fridge is really throwing a ton of weight downhill, but some people do get caught up on it. Some people make the switch and it's worth it to them. Maybe if you run a ton of heavy stuff, tons of drinks and stuff like that, tilting the fridge might get just out of hand, right? Anytime you tilt the fridge, the contents of it are going to want to go downhill with the tilt. But if you pack it wisely, it's really not an issue. Number two, that a lot of people like about the drop fridge, they just feel better about the dropping the fridge, keeping it horizontal, and then letting it stay there, right? So whenever you use a drop fridge tray or drop fridge slide, the plane of the fridge doesn't change. It just lowers the fridge. It goes out and then down. And so the fridge and the compressor in the fridge never changes its angle, theoretically. But a lot of people feel better about leaving their fridge in that position over a longer period of time. Like they'll get to camp, they'll drop it in that position and keep it there, for the hour. And they feel better about it because a lot of the times when you run these compressors at extreme angles, it can really hurt them, essentially. So a lot of people like to avoid tilts because they think it's going to damage their compressor if they leave it in the tilt position. I find that's really usually not an issue, especially if the tilt fridge slide is made correctly, right? So when we make our tilt fridge slides on our drawers and our standalone units, we limit it. I think we limit it to like 30 degrees. We use a limiting strap and it never goes beyond that tilt. So it's pretty safe to run ours in that position, but you shouldn't run it technically in that position over long periods of time. It's not usually an issue unless you're getting in and out of the fridge constantly, and it's a small thing to consider on drop-down fridges. But that's our take. Very quick list. We really prefer tilt fridge slides in most situations, but there are valid reasons why you might run a drop-down. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it, so let us know. You can leave a comment or just reach out to us. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some of the most popular mistakes I see made when people travel out west for the first time. This is really a video for a lot of us here in the Midwest and the East Coast when we do these big trips out west, because that's where a lot of the good stuff is. That's where we enjoy going. some of the things that people don't think about the first time they're going out there is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And some of the things I didn't think about the first time I went there. So tune in tomorrow. It's going to be great. We're going to have some good stuff. And I'd love to hear your feedback on it and hear what should be in that video. So let us know. But thanks again for watching us today. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.